to log and analyze data in a tiny cubicle that is both office and bedroom. Pan's other world offers a stark contrast. The rest of the year he spends in Beijing, sprawling symbol of modern industrial China. Here, Pan is a biology professor at Beijing University. His work was mainly in the laboratory until he and the panda had their first fateful encounter.
大学毕业之后，大概我在25岁左右，全世界第一只在人工养出来的小熊猫就在北京动物园。我当时就抱那小熊猫，小熊猫咬我的身体，哎呀，我觉得特别的舒服。我想我这一辈子就要研究野生动物，研究野生熊猫。
After graduating from college, when I was 25 years old, I had the opportunity to go visit the Beijing Zoo, where they had the first captive-born baby panda. And that was the first time that I was able to hold a panda. And it was very interesting. The baby panda climbed all over me. And that was when I decided I wanted to devote my whole life to studying the pandas.
At a zoo in the ancient capital city of Xi'an, a visit to a friend. Her name is Dan Dan, a reference to her reddish brown and white coloration. She is one of only 3 such pandas they know of. Pan and Lu Zhe think this color scheme may be a throwback to prehistoric times. Pandas may have developed their black and white coloration as camouflage during the ice ages. Finding Dan Dan ill in the wild, Pan and Lu Zhe brought her here for temporary care, hoping she would be released later. Her confinement disturbed Pan, who was himself held prisoner in the late 60s during the Cultural Revolution.
The Cultural Revolution was a big mess. No one dared to speak the truth. Because I told the truth, they put me in jail, beat me, and pulled my hair. I thought the only thing I can do is to insist on seeking the truth.
After 56 days of beatings and confinement in darkness, Pan escaped.
Overcoming this suffering has become the basis for my conviction as a scientist, always to tell the truth.
In a Beijing classroom, Pan carries his campaign on behalf of pandas to a wildly receptive audience. Using props made from the skins of pandas who died in captivity, Pan teaches about the need to protect wild pandas. His stories evoke surprise. The children thought pandas lived only in zoos. Pan wants to inspire understanding of wild pandas in the generation that will probably decide their fate. In a country of nearly 1.2 billion people, with urgent human needs, he faces a long road. Even some friends cannot understand why he leaves his home and family several times a year for the sake of a wild animal. The trip south to the Qingling Mountains is itself a test of resolve. 22 hours by train, then 14 hours by bus. For Pan, this journey retraces the ancient retreat of the panda before advancing waves of human settlement. The last stands of wilderness, like the last pandas, survive only where food crops cannot, at the highest edges of existence. For years, Professor Pan and Lu Jie conducted a lonely enterprise, but they have now attracted a following of students who staff the Qinling Research Station in seasonal shifts.
还有吗？
没有了，我说你们对，随便拿点什么东西，然后就上去，走吧走吧，太好了，太好，都来不及握手了，小狗找回来了，哦，小狗找回来了。
To Pan, they hold promise that the panda will not be forgotten, and they have been staunch companions in an adventure that has sometimes been an ordeal.
我觉得最早在沙树品种研究所遇到的
There were many difficulties when we started this research.
浑身
We always felt cold, and our clothes were always wet. Lu Zi got frostbite on her face, and Ding Shen had frostbitten fingers.
我们住在哪里呢？旅馆。
继续去味儿。
讲的淡黄色，
对对，没有粉红色。
Mid-December. 4 months have passed since the birthing season among Qinling pandas. Cubs are now old enough to crawl from their dens and are sometimes found outside while their mothers browse nearby.
怎么样？
你看，睡觉，在这儿。
来，我来。
Face to face with humans, the cub seems by turns reticent and full of bravado.
那他不一定，他现在睡着了。他妈妈走了，他就这么睡。
To symbolize her importance for the future of pandas, the two researchers have decided to name her Xiwang, meaning hope. The christening is of no interest to a baby who may sleep 20 hours a day, even when guests are present. Easy slumber is a panda trait. Nearby, her mother unwinds from the labors of eating bamboo. Xiwang seems vulnerable, but animal predators pose less of a threat than humans. A panda pelt can bring poachers more than $10,000, and dozens of panda cubs have been taken into captivity by well-meaning rescuers who believed or wanted to believe that they had been abandoned. Xiwang is still nursing, so bamboo, which will dominate her life, is for now just a plaything. A surprise. The mother returns and decides to move Xiwang to a new den, a routine occurrence, but for Pan and Lu Jie it's a rare moment. Despite years of observation, they have seldom seen two pandas, even mother and young, together in the open. Touched by her devotion, they call the mother Jiao Jiao, or double charming.